Cyberpunk is making quite the comeback in the gaming space, and I can't help but commend it. It's kind of crazy watching a game go from, well, pretty much the most heavily slated game of all time, easily the most just backlash-worthy game ever, and kind of earn a bit of respect back. And CD Projekt Red, I believe, are the people who made this game. I'll be honest, I'm not really into Cyberpunk. I'm yet to even pick it up, so bear with me on my Cyberpunk information here. I'm going off purely what I've heard. But I think that they've recently released a DLC, and they've maybe doing some patches and stuff, and they're kind of fixing back up this game that was so heavily hated for so long. And it's earned a lot of respect. It's getting people back on board with Cyberpunk, and this once cool concept is kind of coming into fruition after pretty much a couple years of development, which quite frankly is what Cyberpunk needed. And I can't help but draw parallels to the Saints Row situation. Now, I'm going to be upfront with everyone, okay? I do not think the Saints Row backlash or game state is as bad as Cyberpunk. Whether you like the content inside the game, that's not really the issue. It's more so bug-wise, glitch-wise, and what it's kind of been known as. I don't think the backlash on Saints Row is anywhere near Cyberpunk's level. But what Saints Row could do is technically do what CD Projekt Red have done, and kind of bring back the fan base that it may have lost with this game. Now, obviously, I want to go out there and just say, I like Saints Row, as always. Everyone knows this, but I have to state it every time, otherwise I just get called a hater. But I think it's kind of, well, quite frankly, pissed off a lot of people when it came out. And, you have all these YouTubers kind of jumping on the bandwagon of just like, boo, Saints Row bad. And it was kind of hard to escape it. And it essentially had almost like a mini Cyberpunk time before everyone kind of moved on to the next thing to hate. So I definitely think that Saints Row, if they wanted to earn back a bit of respect, should go down the route of doing what Cyberpunk's done, which is maybe releasing a couple big badass DLCs with that budget that it's got from the game. I mean, the game seems to have sold pretty well. They could surely put a bit of that money into a big, long-scale DLC, essentially second expansion to the story. That would be unreal. If they could give us an extra, 8 hours of story content in a big DLC patch, like Cyberpunk has done, I believe. Again, I'm still a bit spotty. That'd be unreal, and it'd do absolute bits for the game. I think they should kind of, again, do what Cyberpunk has done and put some money into making one really big, badass DLC that kind of wins everyone back. Now, I know that this may be tricky with stuff like the Season Pass being getting people already paid for certain DLCs, but it's definitely something to think about. And as a Saints Row fan, I can't believe I'm saying this, but with the game at the state it is in, which I don't mind, I don't mind Saints Row, it's a good game, I enjoy it actually. I enjoy it more than most, but I think that for most people, they kind of just aren't on board with it, quite frankly, and that's exactly, again, what we had with Cyberpunk. So I really think, turning the game into a sort of almost live update style game where, every couple months we kind of get a bit of content, I think it would benefit the game tremendously. Add back the old features people are complaining and missing, add in some new features, see how people like them, mix it up a bit, sprinkle some new technical bugs and fixes in there, and I'm telling you, man, you could have a really good situation, a kind of like a recovery story for Saints Row, and it'd be a story that most people could kind of vouch for. This game that's so hated kind of springing back to life and wowing people and blowing people's minds. And I would argue that Saints Row hasn't even got as many technical issues as Cyberpunk did. And with hotfix after hotfix eventually coming to all the consoles, I know Xbox is still waiting on the first one here, it's going to just get the game to a point where we kind of have a blank slate for Saints Row. We have the Saints Row reboots game and anything they want to add to it in the future. And if I could push for anything as a personal message to, say, Volition or Deep Silver, please don't just abandon the game because of hate. Now, I know that this isn't something you guys are thinking of doing, but I think moving on from Saints Row and just putting all your attention into a new game is not the move. I know you guys have DLC and stuff, so I know you're not doing this, but even past DLC, don't just kind of hop off because of all the hate. And I understand it's a very tempting move, but I feel like if you kind of push towards adding as much as you can to this game, you could get a perfect game here. You could build it up so much, and it could get so much more attention and hype behind it. And I really think that, maybe putting, say, a Cyberpunk or even a No Man's Sky, if anyone knows about that, where you use the release game as a very decent blank canvas for you to just keep sprinkling new things on. People would love it so much more. And, for the people who enjoy the reboot, they get new content. For the people who hate the reboot, they get to at least have some interest in what's up and coming, and, they might even change their mind. And I think that healthy balance of pleasing the fans you have and gaining a few new ones is the right move, instead of winging it all and hoping for the best in a sequel after the DLCs are gone. So if I could, again, make a personal message, I hope the Volition just kind of goes down the route of adding back features people want, you know, kind of doing certain things to please people, and, you know, making maybe story expansions, map expansions, you know, past just the initial DLCs we have, and really building up Saints Row into something special, and, you know, kind of letting their dream live up to the expectations people want it to. Because I think Saints Row can do it. It's not a bad game fundamentally. Like, it plays well. It's got a decent map, you know, its combat's fine. Like, it just needs sprinkles of more content, and I think people would be pleased. Again, I'm not really the type of person who's complaining about a lot of this stuff, because quite frankly, I like Saints Row in the state it's in. You know, I'm looking forward to the DLCs, but I think that, you know, if I was Volition, I would definitely go towards maybe just sprinkling in some new content and essentially pulling a Cyberpunk. So yeah, let me know what you're thinking. Am I kind of on the right lines here for what people would want or not? Let me know down below. I'm sorry if I sound really sick. I am, so I kind of like, I've got a cold basically, and I can feel it coming, so I might sound a little bit stuffy, but I am fine, don't you worry, you guys. I know I've been kind of gone recently. I've got college started and everything. It's been a busy few days. But yeah, thank you all so much for your undying support. I love you all so much. I'm tempted to make a more serious sort of video coming up in my next one, so kind of bear with me on that. I've got to find the right way to word everything. But yeah, keep an eye out. Thank you all again. I love you all so much, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.